talking to family and friends about Kyani. Okay, now how many of you guys have a hard time talking about family and friends about Kyani? Okay, so what I'm trying to say, I forgot, I got slides, yeah? I wonder if I'm trying to think where I'm going to start. Okay, F.O.R.M. F.O.R.M means family, occupation, recreation, and then the message. The message. So when you're forming somebody, you don't just go and say, oh, what am I going to say, and just talk about Kyani. You want to form them. You want to make friends. You want to ask questions. And what you're doing with your friends and family, you want your team to do. So you're going to lead by example. So we're going to get started that way. So when you're forming, you want to become a listener. Ask questions. Ask questions. Oh, what do you do? So actually, you want to look at this as making friends. The first thing you got to remember is when you're sitting down talking at the restaurant and you're with someone's friend and you want to talk to them. Oh, this is much better. You want to talk to them and you want to tell them something about Kyani, what you do, right? You're really excited about what you have. Well, keep that excitement inside. And first, listen by asking questions like, what do you do? Oh, I work at Costco. Really? Do you like what you're doing? Oh, yeah. Well, what do you not like about working at Costco? I feel like I'm forming myself, huh? I don't like the long hours. I don't like waking up early. Well, do you have any kids? Well, sure, I have kids. How many kids do you have? Now, remember, when you're talking to these people, you're making friends. You want to find out about them, and you have to be genuinely interested in them, okay? Because when you're forming prospects, these are your friends. When you're prospecting, you're forming your family, Kyani family, right? So these are the people that you're going to be working with. And believe me, you don't want to work with everybody that you meet, because some people might be someone's really negative and always complaining, and you don't want to be around those people because they're going to bring you down. So you're thinking about friends. So at the same time, when you're talking to these people and asking questions, first make friends with them, because you want to interview them to see if you want to work with them, right? So at the same time, when you're sitting down talking to them, you get worried about if you see somebody that's an MMA fighter, right? And they're going to be you're getting excited, like, oh, this may be the one, right? Is that what you guys think like that? When you guys come across somebody who's like a great athlete who knows the world, wouldn't you guys like to put them in your organization, right? Right? Okay, so when you're thinking about it, talking to them, you get worried about, I wonder if I can do this. I wonder if he's going to like what I'm going to say. So what I'm trying to say is, do you worry about the people you're going to talk to, if they're going to accept you or not? Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay. Don't. That's the first thing you have to think about is, don't worry if they're going to accept you or not. Because you know why? If they say no, so what? There's a million people out there that you haven't talked to, right?
Yep.
So if I told you don't worry about that, isn't that pressure kind of lifted off? If you don't have pressure about being accepted, would it be easier to talk to somebody? Yeah? So remember that. The first thing you want to think about is, don't feel pressure if they're going to accept you or if they're going to like it, what you're going to have to say. Because if you don't care if they're going to get in your business or not, does it matter to you if they accept you or not? Okay. So don't worry about them accepting you. Take that pressure off of you so that when you start talking to them, you're generally interested in them. So like Sherry said, there's a lot of things that you're going to be repeating over and over between Luana, Tyler, myself, and all the rest of the leaders. And you're going to be hearing it over and over again, and you want to drill it to you. It's not about us, it's about them. Correct? Yeah. So you want to find out what their needs are. Listen to them, and then when you're asking them questions, what do? You have kids. What do your kids do? They play sports. Sometimes they say, oh, my kid's got IBD or ADHD or things like that. There's a lot of kids out there that are suffering from other things. I didn't realize one of my friend's daughters has Crohn's disease. You know, and there's a lot, guys, that we've got to find out what their needs are. Listen. Then find out what their wants are. So when you're asking them about their job, say, what do you like about your job? How long have you been working there? What do you do there? Really, is it that fun? Is there anything you don't like about that job? And remember what they're saying, okay, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Then find out what their goals are. What do you planning on doing in the future, you know? What do you and your family planning on doing? You guys like to go on vacation? Do you guys like to travel? And you want to find out all these questions. Because a lot of times, prospects, people you want to talk to, they like to talk about themselves. You get that? They can go talk and just sit there and smile and listen to what they're doing. Listen to what they're saying. And establish and maintain a posture. And the reason why I say this is sometimes you're going to come across people like, yeah, I'm going to make a lot of money and I want to make money, don't know what to do, and I wish I had somebody to go to work, go and, you know, do business with, and you're thinking, me, right? But maintain a posture, stay calm, because you want them to turn around and tell you what they want. So after you get all these notes about what they're saying about themselves, they like what they do, but they don't like getting up in the morning, and their children could use some extra vitamins because they're always getting sick at school. You know, gotta go and call in sick from school, and then but the father just got laid off, so the mom's struggling with making income, right? And they love to travel, but they can't travel. Well, then, basically, you're going to repeat everything that they said. Repeat what they said. Oh, so, you know, I see that you like what you do, but it's not quite meeting the needs of your financial. Your kids are always sick, and you love to travel. Well, I may or may not have something for you. But, you know, I want to get your number. We'll sit down and talk about it maybe sometime next week or in a couple of days when you're available. Don't sell everything now. Hold your composure. I know you're really excited, but hold your composure because you don't want them to, you don't want to spill the beans because you want to make sure that they're excited about what you want to talk about, but you don't want to talk about it right now. Okay? Set a time. Don't do this by yourself, by the way, if you're new. Grab somebody with you and say, okay, I've got an appointment in a couple of days. Can you come and meet me? Because I have a friend that I just met with today, and I just got her name and number and I made an appointment. You guys following me? Okay. So, remember, it's not about you. And when you're talking to these people, really care about these people. These people really need what we have. Don't you agree? The whole world needs Kyani. Really does, because we've got basically, and I can't mean to sound biased, but we've got the best products, right? We do. And we really got to get out there and share it with everybody. But how we share it is very important, because if we share it wrong, they're going to be missing out, because they're not going to know what we have. So you have to really genuinely care about them and make sure that you tell them afterwards. Make sure you may set an appointment, sit down with them, and then do it in the proper way. Okay? Because you remember, these people, you don't know what they're going through. You really don't. People on the outside can be completely smiling, looks like they're in good health, their family's in order, they look dressed very professionally, so you know, they're fine. But behind those closed doors, you don't know what's going on behind those closed doors. And there's a lot of people, trust me guys, there's a lot of people that we can help. We can help with Kyani, with their health and their wealth. And I tell you one thing, Kyani is so good when they come back to you and you can see the lives being changed. You know, when I was working at Costco, I was an inventory auditor. And I love solving problems. I love making sure my manager got paid his bonuses because of our inventories were all good. And that was a challenge to me. But I feel more better in my life when I can go out there and change people's lives because of what we have. Okay? So if you want to help others get what they want, what? If you can help others get what you want, you get what you want. In other words, you want them to get what they want, you want them to get better health and better wealth. When you help them get If they're health and well back, guess what? You get what you want. Remember, it's not about you guys. It's all about how Kyani can help them. And Kyani can help them with everything, right? So keep planting seeds. Every day, no matter where you're at, share Kyani with just a little bit of people. And I challenge all of you guys, to talk to just 3 people a day. Just plant that seed. Find out what they have. Make friends, guys. Make friends with them first. Get their names, their numbers, or their phone, or their email addresses, and build a relationship first. Find out what they're all about, and then bring them into your business. Don't just go and blurt out, I got Kyani, I want to join my business. It's not about you. It's about them. It's about what we can offer them, guys. Okay, remember that? Okay, thanks, guys. You guys have a good week.